Hi guys, I'm Grant Nelson and welcome to Mustache Off Grid. Hi guys, Grant Nelson again here with the Mustache Off Grid YouTube channel. In case you're new to the channel, I cover various off-grid and homesteading topics. I live off-grid in southern Missouri in the log cabin that I built by hand. And I cover various off-grid and homestead topics, gardening and prepping and other things like that. And sometimes I just like to rant, try to motivate someone, get someone to... I promote off-grid living. That's the main thing I'll say. I promote breaking away from the system and creating your own thing. That's really the goal of my channel, to promote that idea of being self-sufficient. Anyway, I was thinking today, I had both my cars broke down last week, and I was thinking today about the fact that in the United States of America, the cars are getting older and older and older that people are using. And the government's never going to talk about that, but if you look at communist Cuba, they're using cars from the 40s, 50s, and before. We're heading right down the same path as some of them third world countries. And it's only a matter of time before the dollar loses its global reserve currency status, or the country defaults as a whole and makes it lose its global reserve currency status. In my opinion, this is my opinion. You look at the home prices, extremely high prices for extremely old homes. It's the same thing. You might get yourself a shack or a hole in the wall for $300,000 some places, maybe more. And the price of food in the store, the beef prices, there's all this complaining about the import of the Argentinian beef or whatever, wherever it's coming from. I really don't care where it's coming from. Me personally, I think it's coming from a lab in California or somewhere, probably. A lot of it. They're going to start putting that stuff in the food if they haven't already. All the cultivated meat and all this fake plant-based meat. And it just gets my mind reeling, makes me mad, but also makes me realize how blessed I am. And the fact that we can even go to the store and get stuff right now. You know, and I got to thinking about when I first went off grid, I started buying things to prepare for my trip about 6 months beforehand. And I bought this little axe here. Sometimes I've used it as a wedge. The back here is done down from hitting it with a hammer or mallet. But I bought this thing, you know, 5 or 6 years ago. It was about $6 at Walmart. And I remember when I bought it, this was in the probably the spring of 2020 or the spring of 2021. I think it was the spring of 2020. And I bought this little hatchet here. And I was going through the self-checkout, and the lady come up to the self-checkout and asked me to see my ID for buying this hatchet. And she said to me, yeah, well, sometimes, you know, young kids or adolescents come through and they want to buy BBs for BB guns or different things in that section of the store. So, yeah, we card people. And I'm thinking to myself in my head, a kid can't come into the store and buy BB guns? Not even the gun, the actual BBs? like for it. And I was thinking about that just 10 minutes ago, and I was thinking about the fact how ahead of the curve I was back in 2020 or 2021 to decide to go off grid. We just went through COVID. We had the Joe Biden election, selection, whatever you want to call it. And I was thinking back on that, just that one memory of that in the store when they carded me to buy this hatchet. They asked me to see my ID. And I was thinking about the idea of ahead of the curve. And you know, people have become so radicalized since then. They were already radical then, but it was okay for them to be radical. And it's still okay now to an extent. But, I mean, there's people that want conservatives dead. That's just the truth of it. I've seen comments online, you know, praising the Charlie Kirk shooting, you know, praising the Donald Trump assassination attempts. I've had people act like I'm just the most evil person in the world, and I'm not even Republican. I'm just an independent conservative. I'm an independent, like as far as my politics. I try to be bipartisan. There's a lot of things Trump does I disagree with, actually, especially lately. That being said, I mean, I was just ahead of the curve. And when I came off grid, I was ahead of the curve. It was a big leap of faith for me. And I think that right now, maybe some people's last chance to be ahead of the curve one more time. Because there's a big curve coming. You think beef's expensive now? Just wait till it's $20 a pound. And Americans are not going to adjust their consumption habits. They won't do it. They would rather be on the street than eat pork, chicken, or a different type of meat than beef. They'd rather be on the street because of it. And I support the independent beef rancher, but it's subsidized. It's all socialized. It's all communist. And that's why the price is $7 or $8. Just like the older and older vehicles we're seeing. It's all socialist and all communist. All the regulations are part of the problem. The government intervention in the beef industry is the problem. It is the problem, literally. Most people are taking government USDA loans to do it. Most people are getting USDA and government grants to do it. It's not functioning on a free market. And it's the same way with the housing. It's the same way with the grocery stores. It's the same way with the cars. GM, Ford, all those companies that got bailed out in 2008, I truly believe vehicles would be half the price they are now if that didn't happen. Because of that bailout, we're paying $100,000 for a new vehicle, which is insane. That's crazy. It doesn't justify the investment. I don't see how you can do that unless you're using it for work purposes only. Literally business purposes, and you better have a heck of a business going. But I would just say, you know, if you're thinking about being off grid, be ahead of the curve. Now might be the last chance before complete societal collapse for that to happen. The Buffalo Airport had all their aircraft grounded, and some people thought it was because of a fuel shortage, that the fuel wasn't there. But in reality, according to them, it was a electrical thing where the fuel pumps weren't working to pump the fuel to move it. That being said, either way, crumbling infrastructure like that is a sign of socialist and communism. And we're seeing the supply chain slow down in real time. Um, Bulk amounts of things are not on the shelves and they're expensive. We've seen hyperinflation over the last 4 to 8 years, and I tend to think we're going to see another pump. And there's a lot of questions with this midterm stuff, the SAVE Act, other things. I guess Donald Trump is now requiring states to hand their voter rolls over to the federal government for the midterm elections. Some states have like Wisconsin, I read, whether this is true or not, you guys can fact check it, but it said Wisconsin had 4.6 million voting age individuals in their state, and they had over 7 million on the voter rolls to vote. Does that make any sense to you? But then you also got to be concerned with the cancellation of the midterm elections, because obviously the Republicans are going to lose the House, the Senate, and are they going to do the honorable thing and lose like they're supposed to, or are they going to do the dishonorable thing and try to overturn the election, or try to postpone it and try to keep control of those two the House and the Senate? If they do that, there's a real chance of a great, upheaval in this country. There are some radical people on the left that want open-minded people dead. Not just conservatives. They want anyone that does not agree 100% with their ideology gone. And I truly believe in the next 5 to 10 years, there could be some sort of genocide over that. All I can tell you is get out of town, get yourself some land, be self-sufficient, live off-grid, cut the cord. That's all I can say. Maybe this might sound like fear-mongering, but it's based in reality, guys. Just because Donald Trump's in the White House don't mean that he's going to be our savior. He's not the savior. Jesus Christ is. But that's no excuse just to do nothing. I don't know. All I can tell you is get out of town, get your bunkers built, get settled in, get your infrastructure set up where you can stay out of it for a while. Because what's coming down the line in the next year or two, see, people's attention spans, I've talked about this in other videos, are about like a month, maybe 2 months, and then there's a new event. It's crazy. Really need to get your attention span longer term. 2 years, 4 years, 8 years, 1 year even. Where's this country going to be? What's the next large event that they're going to try to throw at us to try to rile us up? They do little things that are more propaganda based. Democrat, Republican propaganda, Israel, Iran propaganda, China propaganda. The truth is, those countries, China, Russia, Israel, Iran, they're not the real threat to America. The real threat is within. They might be involved with that threat, but it's within our borders right now. It's from within. You've got the Mamdanis in New York. You've got the Dearborn, Michigan stuff. You've got this foreign takeover of the nation. Then you look at the government, the Marxism involved. Kamala Harris' parents were all Marxists. You've got the Democratic Socialists of America. Watch some of their meetings, by the way. It's crazy. Matt Walsh had it on the show. I'm no big Matt Walsh fan, but these guys are in there talking about how offended they are and pronouns and it's crazy. It's just craziness. Watch it sometime. And it's rarely a successful individual that has that ideology. It's no one that's had a successful business or vice versa that becomes a democratic socialist. It's usually the opposite. Lifetime failures with a large inheritance of money. Free markets work. The reason everything's expensive is because of regulation by the government, government interference, and not letting the bull run. And that's just the way I look at it. Some people disagree probably, but that's the truth of it. And Republicans and Democrats are both socialist. They're just socialist in different ways. One calls himself socialist, the other doesn't. The Republicans ain't freeing up any markets. They aren't deregulating anything right now. That's why there was such a good economy in 2016. It's literally because they deregulated stuff. Now they're putting tariffs on with no deregulation, and they're not lowering regulations on anything, and because of it, you're seeing what happens. They have to deregulate. They have to free up the markets, or things are going to get more expensive, and they're going to continue to. And they're adding more regulations to try to give competitive advantage. And if you've ever read the book Atlas Shrugged, it's the same thing. Not the best people aren't producing things. It's the ones that have the most government ties. Look at Ford, GM, and all those things. Honestly, the foreign cars, the reason that they kick American cars behinds is because they're free. They have free markets. We don't. Our auto industries are subsidized. The government bailed them out. You've got the government buying stake in Intel stock for national defense, and they might be right. But maybe they should just free up the markets, and maybe Intel, maybe other chip companies would want to work here. Regardless of it, I could go on and on about this. But the fact of the matter is, communism doesn't work. It's coming to America. Socialism is coming to America. Whether it's Republican or Democrat in office, you're going to see it one way or the other. And the only choice, in my mind, to win against it is to be self-sufficient, build your bunker, like I said, and get yourself situated. So, anyway, maybe it sounds like I'm over dramatic here in this video, but I don't think people realize the gravity of the situation. If a Democratic president wins in 2028 and they pack the Supreme Court, you can just say goodbye to your rights overnight. It's that simple. It's that easy. And it's literally a 50% chance that happens. And that's only 2 years out. So if you think that you are going to get ready in 2028 when that happens, that's an overnight thing. That's 1 month. And property rights are gone. Everything rights gone. Social credit scores get rolled out for people that have conservative views. And they put people in, I don't know. I could see all kinds of things happening. I see the potential for a lot of problems this year, next year, 2028. Political problems. We have political problems in this country bad right now. A third party could help, but if you look at the third party that's being created, there's way, way, way too many ties to the deep state in it already. Could it be legit? It could be legit, but there's a lot of question marks I have with it. When you put Tucker Carlson, Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Joe Kent in the same room, they're creating their third party. Would I vote for it? That's probably the one I would vote for over the others. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to vote our way out of this one. In 4 to 8 years, where the country's going to be at, you just need to be ahead of the curve, like I talked about earlier in this video. Head of the social curve, head of the economic curve. Buy stuff today, don't buy it tomorrow. it's not going to get cheaper. They promised deflation when they came in the office. That's what Trump and Vance campaigned on, and that's not going to happen. I had a lot of hope with some of the rhetoric about deflation, but the only way that's going to happen is with complete economic collapse, and what else they're going to roll out with that, very questionable. I'll say this. I've been pretty busy lately. I haven't made a lot of videos. I've been working a little bit, and every time paycheck I get, I buy something that helps me with self-sufficiency. I'm not just saving it in investments. I'm buying physical things because I know they're only going up in value, and I know that that's the only safe place my money's going to be right now. And I talked with an Amish guy a while ago, and he's actually moved recently, but he said the same thing. He said that the every time he gets paid, he just buys the things he needs and buys physical things that he's gonna need, because he says that the stuff just keeps going up in price, and that's just a fact. So anyway, get ahead of the curve. That's all I can say, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my rant for the day. Tell me what you think in the comments. Am I right about socialism coming to America? Will it destroy our way of life as we know it? And all I can say is be self-sufficient, go off-grid, and enjoy your life. I don't worry about these things, but I'm aware of them. And there's a difference. So anyway, have a good rest of your day, guys. Thank you for watching. God bless. If I didn't say it in the beginning of the video, you can follow me on X at GrantOffGrid. You can message me on there. You can ask me whatever on there. You can email me at mustacheoffgrid189@gmail.com. Or you can just drop a comment below. Thank you for watching. God bless, and hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make Bailey famous for YouTube. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching.